Okay, so we gotta get started. Hold on, I gotta move my fanny pack. Okay, rules for this panel. Really fast. Here we go. 1 question per person. Do not ask the full cast a question, or we'll be here until tomorrow.
That's okay.
They're really bad at answering. In a timely fashion, sort of like when Igor is involved. There may be some spoilers. Let me save you some time. Don't ask any what's going to happen questions. Those tend to go unanswered as well. Finally, if you ask Matt what time it is, you will find out just how Irish Liam O'Brien and I are. I would like to introduce the cast of Critical Role. Well, we're about to do the 3rd Critical Role live. The 2nd at Gen Con.
Thank you.
Laura doesn't have a mic.
No,
That's
we're
okay.
just figuring out how we're going to share.
Oh.
Let's see.
Well, twins. You share shit already.
How are you guys feeling about CRL3? Hashtag Critical Role Live. How are you guys feeling?
We're gonna die.
It better be.
Ooh.
I can hear you and you're beautiful.
I'm excited for tonight's show. You'll soon know why.
Save your voice. You need it. You need it to be beautiful and soft. And immediately turn terrifying.
Am I allowed to say this? I don't know. Whatever. He kept saying how he was excited because he had a lot of rules questions to ask the Wizards of the Coast people. So I don't know what he's doing, but there's something big going on. Nothing. We're not paying attention down here. We're trying to figure out what he's saying.
There was some,
But this woman's
Be able to share that mic.
I don't even see, oh, there's a sound booth.
I don't
Shame. Take an example. Share the womb.
Hey, Matt. What is the biggest difference for you in planning a Critical Role regular Thursday years in extreme recession than doing a big live thing like this, which is so terrifying, and I don't know how you're getting through it without so much Xanax and horse tranquilizer.
You kind of hit the nail on the head there. It's for the nerds of knowing that there's a lot of people watching live at home and hearing a lot of people watching it live right there. So, and you know, I don't know, just having the space and having to enable the stage to work so we're all still comfortable playing, but also people can watch. It's got some unique challenges, but preparing for it, I am legitimately terrified.
How many of you are going tonight?
That was amazing.
That was a wave that didn't even happen. It turned into a wave.
However, I feel bad for like the 3 people who aren't going. We love you guys.
I love you guys. Maybe
You made it.
This is the real life show. She's lying to you.
this is not the real live show because it started on time. Sorry for that smile. Oh shit, we have more to talk about. Okay. I'm having so much fun, and I'm seeing so many people that I recognize, and many that I don't, and I'm glad I don't. Sam, why don't you guys start lining up for questions in an orderly fashion, please? Be respectful of some of the beautiful cosplay.
Watch your wings.
Watch your wings.
Just
each other.
Look at Thomas like the body Gilmore. Like some body Gilmore. Travis and Thomas are working with that.
Before we start the questions, can everyone who's wearing a cosplay right now stand up? So
Yeah, we can.
Yes!
Hey, Matt! Hey, Matt! Matt! Hey, Matt!
Oh my gosh, you see the glittery joy of so good.
Vortex connected to
This is a lot to take in. So, while you guys are lining up, Sam,
Yeah.
what are some of the things, just to give people tease for the show tonight, maybe to whet their appetite enough? They say? What are some things? Sam, what are some things that we can expect at Critical Role Live 3 tonight?
In the Critical Role live show tonight, you can expect to see accidental second base between Scanlon and Bax.
You don't want to end up accidentally getting to second base.
You will see Cirque du Soleil style trampoline stunts. You will see technical difficulties. You will see a Marisha inspirational leader speech about Macklemore's best song. Any other teases, Brian?
If anything goes wrong technically, you can turn around and literally watch the entire crew yell at you, "We know." Tonight you will see the Twitch chat be pissed off that all of these beautiful people will be in the room. Marisha, you got a pretty epic How to Dirt Dirtus
Oh man.
last year at Gen Con.
It's still legit probably one of the top like 3 moments of my lifetime. That's hearing everyone just immediately erupt. It hit you like a fucking nuclear bomb. I think I kind of went like this and it was just legitimate. Ah, it was amazing. Incredible. Shockwave.
Well, I'm going to go through tonight if there is one.
We're not gonna fight it all tonight.
Shopping!
That's what I like, man. It's legitimate hate.
Why do you mean that was the shop?
Why don't we just all turn on one of the cast and kill them to give somebody that rush? I mean, I'm a good candidate. I'll get better.
Liam, you weren't able to be here last year, very sadly, and under sad circumstances, but we're so glad that you are this year. I didn't really have anything planned to say about that. I just wanted to say I'm glad you're here this year.
Thank you.
What about that? She's not coming. Yeah, Ashley's not coming.
Nah, I was about to say.
I was hoping she would be surprised, but she's working very, very long hours.
It was real hard to be on the outside last year, so we're thinking of our Claire.
Yeah, Ashley Johnson.
Alright,
I want to get the hashtag release our Ashley going.
yeah, tweet at NBC Lines. No.
Too late.
First, you're getting fired.
That's what's happening. There are other jobs. Near all of us. Okay, who's up first? Please state your name so that we can say hi to you too.
Hello, my name's Amber.
Hey,
You look amazing.
you look so good.
My question is between Liam and Matt. You're both Lord of the Rings fans. Who'd be the better Smeagol? Who'd be the better Gollum?
Starting off with an epic question. Bring it in.
You're easily the better call.
I mean, darkness and light, man.
I feel like you're
By the way, you only have 36 more minutes in this week.
Oh, if you guys didn't hear what Matt said, he said you only have 36 more minutes in those wings. Okay, good. Sorry, I didn't like this. She's all mad. She's like, we heard it.
You look awesome.
What's your name?
My name's Katie. I actually have my twins with Cody Horns. So, my question is for Liam. So, Bax's relations with Raven Queen at the beginning, it was more of like, if he didn't fulfill his obligation, it would kill Bax, and that's made him mistake. Has that changed recently, especially with his new deal with the Raven Queen?
I only caught the tail end of that.
Yeah, we might need that a little bit more volume, or if you have fills, if you can throw that mic in there for
In
us.
general, though, has your relationship changed with Raven?
Yeah, it was really good. Thanks a lot.
It was making a deal with a gangster as far as he knew in the beginning. He didn't know shit about her. He never cared about gods, didn't trust magic, didn't trust religion, didn't know anything about religion, and now, I mean, he's faithful now. He'll probably always be a little weirded out by her, but I think he has a feeling of kinship with her now that he doesn't talk about.
Was how you feel? How do you feel the dynamic has changed based on the original choice was to
Thank you.
Nope.
anyway.
We can see your ankles!
Some of you probably have never seen Matt's ankles or feet. Matt has like Shaquille O'Neal sized feet.
As far as the original deal was made to save Bax's life, and now it's
Is Crit Roll Stats in the room?
confusion.
Yes. As I said on the Talks Tuesday night, Matt and I, we have to have a talk because, no pun intended, it doesn't have to be on the show. But no characters with one letter off names the next campaign. Can you set a rule so that we all, this doesn't happen?
They can do it, they're just gonna die in the first day.
Andrew hasn't Yeah, exactly. Andrew hasn't seen his wife in 6 months. He's counting all the times that we booked him.
Is it the same with 14-syllable names per scene?
This would be Bob. Okay, next question. Thank you so much.
Hey, come here, Caitlin!
What's your- Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you ask a question, we have. If your question gets asked, we have pins. Who has them? Who in my gang has them? Oh, Rachel, right here. So get a pin from Rachel after you ask your question. We have pins. Keyleth. We have some that were specially made for us by a critter. So yes. And then if you see us around later, we also have some.
Also, is the one critter in the audience who I'm carrying a pin for here, right now? Don't know what I'm talking about here.
Negative.
You're not. Okay, next question.
Okay.
All
Quinn, you're up.
My question is for Laura, mostly, because you use a lot of dice sent to you by fans. Do you ever worry that the dice are unbalanced or even look?
I don't really care. I roll them so little each one, really. There's not. It's an average of like 300 dice per game, you know?
You guys, we got to the airport and TSA was like, ma'am, only 2 carry-on items.
And one of them cannot be.
This small child cannot come with it.
I just didn't realize that I brought my whole giant-ass bag of dice. I didn't bring my dice tray because I wanted to bring my dice bag instead.
Oh my gosh, it's a serious problem. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Jessica, aka Chandra VAG. I'm
You're
one
a rapper?
of the admins for the Critical Role Facebook group. I just want to let you guys know last night we hit 25,000 members.
Give the URL for it, for people maybe that haven't found it yet.
Facebook.com/groups/Critical Role Fan Club.
Awesome. 25,000.
Many of us are on the.
5,000.
Thank you, guys.
This is for anyone who wants to answer it. Outside of the show, what is the best thing that has happened because of the show? Well, whoever wants to take it.
You guys, the community that you guys have built around this. Like our show, in my opinion, has taken a back seat to the good that you guys put out there amongst yourselves and other people. That we're just happy to be a small little sparking point for that. It's gotten so much larger than anything we do now. And that's really incredible, I think.
Could we get a show of hands? How many people in this room started playing Dungeons and Dragons after having watched Critical Role? There you go. There's your answer.
Wow, crazy. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Ray. I'm broken from last night.
Oh man, that guy was also drunk. Yeah, come on, baby, go ahead.
So my question is for Matt. I really want to know, why did Jared get kicked out of Marquette?
It's not over yet. I think it's a good question. And what I don't know what's going to happen if that ever comes up in the storyline. I don't want to spoil it here. But when the campaign's over, I do want to do kind of like a campaign retrospective Q&A where like, started and never get a break because all you know happens a lot in role-playing games. So that we can talk about the things that aren't going to impact necessarily the next campaign so much, and you can ask those questions that go. I can tell you now. So
Yeah, we're gonna do a full cast plus Matt retrospective on the campaign after probably like a very extended talks episode or something else. Maybe like we could make those talks for a critical role. Yeah.
Some of the things like you still won't be able to answer because we'll still be in the same world, right?
Yeah. I have in mind.
Kicked out of being too damn fine.
Instead of a spoiler.
dude? How are you? I'm getting a pin from Rachel. Be careful, though. She can beat me. What's your...
My question is for Matt. If you were to have an NPC of a plump, what would said plump sound like?
Oh man. That's gonna be a messy one. I think Steve's already got his version. So versus Lord.
So he's celestial?
The flump that has to be something like. Like they're like the D&D blobfish. Like they're just these like horrible, wonderful, flat creature. If you don't know what I'm talking about or don't know what a flump is, look it up and you go, oh yeah, it sounds like a flump. Yeah.
It's the inside of an oyster, just much bigger and floating on the air.
Sounds like Laura when she's hungry.
Thanks for the retweet last night of the Larkin sign. My phone died pretty much from all the Twitter notifications. For whoever wants to jump in first, new campaign means new characters. Is anyone going to try to top the majesty of Cock Lightning for an intro?
Machine gun boobs.
The next intro should just be all of us doing various forms of cock lighting. Just walking out of a room.
Circle. Yeah, lightning then and then that version is the same.
Across the streams.
Most awkward someone named Captain Planet ever.
That's how they sealed up the chain to Oblivion.
Oh my god, we only there for 23 minutes. Laugh if you guys are amazing. What's your name?
Hi, my name is CJ. At Artist Someday on Twitter. My question is for Taliesin. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Words. With Vexalia getting more interested in Pelor and Percy's experience with Ioun and this overall Vecnavar, is he possibly going to be more interested in deities, just like overall?
I'll say he's kind of come to terms with his place. What that will actually mean may pull out the next few episodes or not. But he's definitely not seeking the approval. Really, like he definitely figured out that there is something that he does have adoration towards, and while he's mildly irritated, he's not really that mad that he didn't really love him back. That's okay. No, it was. Yeah, I mean, like he walked out of there going, well, that's just fine. Anybody other than Scanlan, but like because it was Scanlan, he's like, I don't know.
This end of the table is team non-exalted.
Yeah.
Weird thing to be so proud of, like,
He has no animosity towards it, but it's definitely like not his thing. He's figured out he's just not cut out for it. Good question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Will, and this is sort of a forward-looking question. But one thing we've seen in just the world of Exandria is the development of both magical, Eberron-style technology like Millennium Orbs and airships, but also technology. So my question is, once the current campaign ends tonight with TPK,
Give it to a bit of
and this new campaign begins after a time skip, how do you see those trends continuing to develop? And if you have time for an in-character question, I'd like to have some of the technologically minded characters talk about what inspires them to do what they do. That would be Allison's Percy, Sam's Carey, and of course various NPCs like Dr. Ripley, Victor.
Right. Okay, everybody have a seat for the radio play that will be the rest of the panel.
Yeah, I might need to sell tickets for that question.
That's actually a great question, and could be a much longer discussion, but try and keep it concise. Much like, for instance, oil-based gasolines, fossil fuels, we have technology that far exceeds what that expands, but whoever's controlled the technology can control the rate at which it expands and is in use. And I think it's a very similar circumstance. The people that can create high-end magical technology also very strongly control the use of it to the best of their benefit, both monetarily and for political power. And that's very much, I see how a lot of it is controlled through Exandria. So I don't see necessarily a perpetual kind of coming singularity, if you will, of magical technology in Exandria to where it will radically change in the next campaign. You may see elements of it used more often. As far as more mundane technology, that's going to be interesting because that is a threat in the hands of the common man being able to do what a mage could possibly do, with years of training. So then you have this at odds, circumstance of technology that empowers the little man versus those that should be in power from their mindset. So I'm curious to see where that goes to.
In character. It's going to take this down. I have an idea for a hat that holds 2 bottles of aerated wine. I blew a tube into my mouth so that I can always be lubricated. Also, just put this down as a note, a 56K baud dial-up modem.
Sadly, Percy's answer would actually be a spoiler at this point. Because I kind of want to hold that. If I die, we'll have a conversation about it. But if I don't die,
Follow-up question, does Scanlan worry about the mass weaponization of conflict being in the wrong hands across the world?
I think it's called the baby arms race.
That's horrible.
My name's Eric. Matt. Thank you.
You might get kicked by this guy.
Right.
He's got spice everywhere.
Matt, your show is the best. You're such a wonderful storyteller. There will be Brawl. It's amazing. When is there going to be a sequel?
Oh man, those haven't seen There Will Be Brawl. It's a web series that I directed and created back in like 2008, 2009.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. It's super low budget. It's like it's a live action, like film noir, HBO crime drama version of the Nintendo Smash Bros. Universe.
It's every bit as ridiculous as it sounded wonderful.
Well, thank you. I was really proud of it. It took itself super seriously. That's when the comedy came out. They're all in full costume, prosthetics, it's up again, endorphin. Anyway, that process almost killed me.
Because you don't have enough free time as it is. Right?
Exactly. So a sequel, oh man. We'll say like, if somehow a crazy windfall were to hit and the rest of the industry burned up and we were like, I have nothing else better to do, then yeah, maybe a sequel. Right now I'm a little busy. But we had plans for a sequel. Never quite came to fruition, so. Well, and a prequel too, the actual original Kirby murders, because Kirby in our universe is a cannibalistic killer. Because he eats people and wears their skin. But when he eats Sonic, where's that coming from? That's his scalp. Good question.
60-bit RPG.
No second question. Plus that was too close to the one at Comic Con. Because they asked about 8-bit, 16-bit JRPGs at Comic Con, right? Yeah. We all got shit for our answers. But we love you. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Vashik. I'm from Czech Republic. Shakespeare.
It's just Kool-Aid and Bill's no food.
Thank you
The
so
best
much.
question we've ever been asked.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you on the live show.
Look at your name. Look at that outfit. How long did that take to put together? You- Okay, what's your name?
I'm Ashley.
Hey, Ashley. Beautiful name. Totally down.
I'm Ashley. I'm Korean. And my question is for Matt. I was wondering, when the Raven Queen was ascending to godhood, was it her intention to become the goddess of death and replace the old god, or was that an accident?
I will say, from what the myth and lore that currently exists of the Age of Arcana speaks, many of the poems and stories say it was intentional out of eventual distrust and disapproval of the god who at the time held the portfolios. So, whereas previously the individual whose name has been scrubbed from history, who held that office, if you will, those portfolios, was destroyed because she felt she could do a much better job.
Maybe.
The crowd would join me on this magic carpet ride. On the count of three, if we could all just say, fuck you, Ryan Foster. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck you, Ryan Foster! Can we do one more for my Instagram? I don't want to make this about me. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Ryan Foster! I love him. Okay, I can indulge another one then.
Matt Marisha, congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
More to the point.
Question. Allison. Here we go. You have once said before that Percy was a few bad decisions away from becoming a villain.
Yep.
Now, after Vecna fight, if Ixali were to die, because I has something for Ixali. For some reason, that finger of death has always targeted you.
Yep.
For some reason. I don't know why. But should she die, would that be the last straw or the last tipping point for Percy that might make him go crazy? Because he is a mad scientist. He's capable.
There's absolutely an answer to that, and I am not answering it. I have thought about it. There's an answer to that.
Okay. Thank you so much. You're really funny. Hey, what's your name? I wasn't saying that sarcastically.
I want to say just thank you. I'm pretty sure speak for everyone for everything you've done, Matt, and everything in the past. I appreciate it. Bye a lot. I drove 14 hours to come here.
No way, where from?
But yeah, I did it.
Where from?
Boston.
Shout out Boston. Anyway, you can ask your next question.
You guys are probably going to say no because I missed the signing thing and I had the old Joe Matt poster or something.
Yeah, the only reason, I'm going to be the bad cop here.
Yeah, it's fine.
Only because we get thousands of tweets every time we do a con of somebody that's like, my grandmother fell when the tickets went on sale and her life alert, the battery was dead. And we just can't, unfortunately, we can't
It's
because
very
we just
specific.
can't. Yeah, but you can give me $150. No, I'm sorry, but did you have a question though?
Yeah, if you see any of us wandering the hall, very discreetly, nudge our shoulder and say, you just send something, but we get out of the middle of the crowd here, and we'll check for it.
Yes. Yeah, that's actually a really good tip, Matt. If you see somebody and you want to say hi or whatever, just be really quiet. Just be, hey, because if you're like, you have 1,000 girls with McCree body pillows.
Not good.
The last question, counseling. Would that, or something, and I push you to make you that contract?
I'm aware that the contract exists.
Okay.
I've read it.
You freak me out sometimes. You freak me out. Because every once in a while, you're like Frodo in the ring. Every once in a while, you pull it out and you just stare at it and just play. It makes you very happy. All the time. You're like,
If you make it to the end of this campaign and resist pulling that trigger, I will be impressed.
Yeah.
I don't think you have any
No, I'll be impressed.
Any week now. Any week.
Yes, what's your name?
I'm Brittany. I actually.
Shout out 20 minutes.
So actually, I have something for her as well as for the rest of you guys. I apologize. I'm hoping I have a skull for each of you.
oh, a
skull? So
you're going to give us a skull?
And my question is actually for Marisha. I don't like too many humans, but I love them because they're badass, like in general. What is your favorite spell, and what's a spell when you're sad you don't have?
I mean, I'm a little partial to evil knives. And Cold Lightning is just a go-to classic. Kayla's favorite. I wish I could counterspell.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I would kill
Spell
that.
bullshit.
Hey, what's your name?
Thank you. There's only 15,000 of us in here. So, my name's Kat. Hi, Kat. My question is actually for Marisha and Allison. Will the Whitestone Industrial Revolution be environmentalist?
Actually, yes.
Yeah?
Too bad these stocks. No, I think that a lot of, just to make it a little quicker with how I've discussed it a bit with Matt, like a lot of how technology evolves is usually due to either warfare or desperate need. And when you have magic in play, there are a lot of things that you just don't use. You don't really build it. So I think a lot of it is just going to be trying to find cheap, easy ways of doing things without magic that are not complicated and not, which is why we're doing like the steam-powered heating that we're putting in Whitestone. Like it's more useful.
Yeah, is a plan for steam heated roads
Yeah.
so that the snow doesn't melt like melts and doesn't clog up the roads? True story.
Yeah, no, really.
You don't have to answer, but can Percy make anything
What?
Can you make anything nice and complicated?
uncomplicated?
No. There will be a specific answer to that if he lives as well.
Wow. Hey, voice actor, talking to the mic, by the way. It's amazing with these guys how often you have to tell them to do it for a living. I'm just kidding. What's your name?
I'm Joe Valiant at Valiant Effort.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Hey, Matt, you mentioned before that you said you had like kind of the Chroma Conclave art plan for like 2 years. how much of that was involved into the Vecna arc going into that? How much of all of that is something you have playing in?
Man, I knew I wanted Vecna to be the final villain if we ever went this far in the campaign, because it's just such a classic D&D villain I never had the opportunity to do. And this is before we were streaming. And then since then, it's been kind of building up to this arc, and then recently coming to realize, like, oh man, now I have to represent Vecna in front of a lot of people who have a lot of expectation for this core character.
You're doing great!
Well, thank you.
Yeah, Vecna, say that!
With any major arc, and those DMs out there can attest to this, you build out a structure and a basic narrative arc until you get to that point. You flesh out and change things based on where the story goes and things that you can tie into it, and like, oh, it'd be cool if this worked. So I didn't have the whole thing plotted out, but I had the basic, 3-act structure set, and as they played through Whitestone, as they played through the Cormont Conclave arc, as things began to happen, it began to solidify my idea of how to bring elements back in and also try and make it different than previous arcs that have been played. The Conclave is very much the cataclysm has happened, and now it's just trying to rebuild, and eventually when you're ready, go and act for the villain. This is a very different circumstance. The cataclysm is coming, and you don't know when, and you don't know what's going to happen. So, I wanted to mix it up a little bit.
Great question. Hey, what's your name?
Amanda X.
Hey.
Quick question.
Pretty sure it
This
says Whitestone.
Whitestone, everything is totally fine. Willow to Rollo. Quick question for the significant others: Travis, Laura, Mercia, Matt, Sam, and Liam. After a game, when you guys get whispers, because this has happened to me, where the DM is plotting against myself and my husband. Like, are you interrogating each other in the car? Like, what the F was that all about? Why didn't you tell me what the whisper was about? Come on, tell me.
I don't say shit. No, we don't spoil it. Like even recently when we all left the room and it was just Liam and Matt, I have not gone back and watched what was said.
No,
none of us know. We don't want to know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And Laura, level up dicers.
I will say, there's a lot of times that people think that whenever Matt, almost every game, people are like, aw, shit, Maricia's gonna make Matt sleep on the couch tonight. It's never happened.
And she was sleep on the futon. That's good for the back posture.
Well, I was in genuine trouble after making Trinket run through that minefield. Everybody got up, the door closed, and then a face that turned to
That is burned in my memory. That was the day I learned never cross border.
Don't hear me in my screen, they're
you
just
that long?
outside!
Look, you've known her longer than I had, okay? That was my moment.
That night, Travis approached the Taco Bell with the sad Hulk music playing. Okay, you look amazing. What's your name?
No, they don't. They look glorious.
I'm Winchester, currently Party Gilmore on Twitter. My question is mostly for Laura Bailey. Speaking of whispers, some time ago, you went snooping in my room and you found a box under the bed and you found letters in the box. And you were told what was in these letters. And I would like to know if you would tell us what was in those letters. I never told anyone, did I? They were love letters. Wishing Gilmore and like his first boyfriend. It's really sweet. That's all I needed, thank you.
Trump, get over here. You gotta make
Barkley.
So my name is Sabina. I'm from Michigan. I'm also Phoenix Melody. You guys met Matt and Marshall last night.
Yeah.
It's a question for all of you, but it's super quick. If you could put your characters into a Hogwarts house, what house would it be? Matt, your characters are Allura and Gilmore, and Sam, both Terry and Stanley.
Terry and the other guy.
I'll say Allura Ravenclaw, most definitely. And I'd pledge with Gilmore Gryffindor. It's a borderline Hufflepuff. It's more Gryffindor. I'm Hufflepuff, by the way.
I am also Hufflepuff. I would put Vex. I've seen a lot of people put her in Slytherin.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a toss-up between Gryffindor and Slytherin. So whatever, don't shake your head.
I'm a Slytherin.
I'm a Gryffindor. It all works out.
All right.
She can see me.
Vax is Gryffindor. I don't know. Show of hands. It's either Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff.
Ravenclaw.
No, he's a Hufflepuff.
Okay, we gotta move on from this Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter, but the other people.
I don't know anything about Harry Potter shit, so I'm gonna say Scanlan is Team Valor and Terry is Team
I'm confused because I feel like people asked like the question and answered it 4 different ways. Marisha is Ravenclaw. Gil's would probably be Hufflepuff.
Well, I'm a Slytherin, but I think Ron would probably get kicked out, so he'd just be Hagrid's understudy.
You're amazing. That's great. Hey, what's your name? Don't forget to get a pin from Rachel there. What's your name, man?
Hi,
I'm Barry.
I was at the live show last year and I loved it. Laura, since you forgot your dice tray, I'm sure if you went down row 2500 in the exhibit hall and went to the Wormwood booth, I'm sure they loaned you one. But my question was going to be...
Do you work for them, or was that just free advertising? That was very sly.
Free advertising.
All right, cool.
There we go. I was going to ask Matt about Raven Queen patronage for blood hunters, but I'm going to give some love to the nameless man between Marisha and Brian.
You drop your wallet every panel. San Diego, WonderCon, I have picked up your wallet. All right, go ahead.
If you were to DM a one-shot, what genre would it be? Like horror, like Liam, or maybe something more fun, lighthearted, or maybe even like magical girl?
Oh man, you're giving me way too much credit. I have no idea. It would be some stream of consciousness bullshit. That was headed towards those.
You've never heard of Blood Bowl, have you?
No.
With that Schwarzenegger film, like with like the kill everybody video game except it's football. It's amazing.
Yeah, then I would make all the characters play their main characters, and I would just find a way for Vax to die immediately.
Man. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Hans at KRC4267 on Twitter. My question is for Brian and Matt. How long until Brian gets a guest on Critical Role?
Can I answer this? Okay. I've talked about this sometimes, and I put a thing on Reddit about it. I feel weird, the after show guy being on the show. Like if you saw, not to compare myself to, you know, that's Chris Hardwick. But if you saw him like walking around Walking Dead, maybe some people would be like, oh, that's funny, and the rest of you would be like, I hate this. And so I like to watch it as a fan. I'm also not a voice actor or an actor, so I feel like that's part of it because it's a show for areas voice actors. And John Heater. And but I don't know, I mean, I think, I don't know, Sam, can we make an announcement?
It puts a lot of pressure on me, but I'll be running a one-shot in a week and a half. One of our special guests is young Brian Foster.
One-shot thing.
I have to ask a follow-up. In that one-shot, will you play a cabbage farmer named Larkin?
I cannot answer that question. Now will murder me. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Christine. I'm really nervous.
Oh, it's okay. We already
I love Spencer's over there. It's afraid to like run into people with it.
You are now on a tune.
It happens. So thank you guys so much for doing what you do. I have a question for mostly Laura and maybe Matt. Ever since that episode with Spencer and Sondor, I've just been thinking and wondering what would have happened if Siobhan was put out, and like would she have gone like evil Galadriel, or like what would have happened? Can you tell me that he's dead anyway. It's not
To be fair, I shortly after that episode, I didn't have from the episode of GM Tips about notes, and the internet zoomed in really close to my sheet and found out elements of it. So it's not super secret.
He told me this like right after the game. He told me what would have happened.
Yeah, because at that point it was over. You couldn't get it. I was like, whoops. Here's what happened.
Well, I think it's good.
I both had interesting things. He would have him and the tree would have taken her into this kind of root-based embrace, and it would have converted officially to a fey creature with partially barked skin, much like Sondor had, which would have given her a bonus to armor class and a couple other things. But it would have gave her a few bonuses. It gave her all the things that more general fey abilities and such.
I think there was like a spell or something.
Yeah, a couple of also would have given you vulnerability to fire.
Which would have been real bad going into the
Thornak fight. But yeah, she would have. Plus, then you would have had Sondor as a patron, which would have been real interesting, real gross.
Yeah, that would suck.
Which, when I was designing that, my thought was that probably won't be a long term, you know. Well, because
Okay, so if I would have gotten Sondor, would I be dead right now? Would Vex like have been gone?
I don't know if you would have been dead. You would have been a very different person. I don't know if your Percy's dynamic would have happened. I don't know.
Like male aggression is your patronage.
I didn't expect you to choose it, but I had a backup just in case you did. It would have been its own unique, interesting character arc for her. I like what you did. I like what you chose.
I also bought dice in your honor.
This next cosplay is so good.
Hello, everyone. I have a question for Brian, because I keep hassling about it on Twitter. I've become a Brian W. Foster fan, and since we all support each other, I thought you
all both of you.
So, Brian has an EP on iTunes called Odessa, and it's amazing, and you should listen to it. And he also has a book, Black and White, which I'm going to get him to sign tomorrow. But I would like you to sing for us, Brian, so everyone knows. Verbally, just beginning of the line, if you would mind.
Oh man. Okay, hold on. What's the lyrics? It's the old one. The beginning of it?
Tommy Barlow.
Tommy Barlow, relieved of his sorrow. There's blood on the road where he died.
Believe in every word you ever spoke. 30 years inside this flesh and bones. I'm holding on to holding on to.
Man, how do I go back then?
Don't tell him anything.
We only have a couple minutes left, so we got the lightning round.
Lightning round, we have like 5
Like, seriously, go check out Odessa because it's
super fast.
Hi, I'm Ethan. Hi, Mr. Mercer. If this violates the GM no things that you have later on, just tell me. Just so along, and I'll ask later. Back in the Sunken Tomb episode, when Vex had that temporary leave of absence, you said something to Cash along the lines of, if you revive her, then you might draw Vesh's attention. Did you have like any sort of mechanics in play for that, or was that just like flavor text?
Well, flavor text, there's interesting mechanics and story elements that you will then bring mechanics in for. I hadn't plotted that to happen. I didn't expect her to die, so I didn't think ahead to plan in case Vesh, or Kashaw resurrected her. So in the moment, that made sense, and if it were to happen, then it would have brought Vesh more into the story than she currently is, which Vesh is an interesting element that maybe in future books does not work in the Tauri guide, because Vesh and the relationship with Kashaw actually is more based in another continent. But Vesh doesn't exist in the world yet.
Thank you. Lightning round, who's up?
Hi, my name is Daniel. My question is for Matt. One of the great things about being a DM is we get to come up with lots of characters. Well, PCs only get to play one. But if you could pick one character that you have played as an NPC to carry as your own PC in another campaign, who would you like to be?
Yeah, it's a lot to pick from. I mean, Victor's fun for short bursts. For a long-term campaign, I mean, if I'm to one visit that was interesting and a little different for myself, it would be great. That's nice and
I wish you could see the other side this NQ. That would be so cool.
That would be a lot of fun.
Okay. This is gonna be our last question. It's gonna be the last question because they're over here. Someone just did a blow garden.
My name is Richard. As a fellow GM,
A little closer to the mic so everybody can hear.
as a fellow GM, this is directed towards you, Mr. Mercer. When you had a near TPK, or potentially have a TPK, how do you kind of deal with that? I noticed a lot of the...
Why are you asking that tonight?
All these people saying things back.
How did you kind of deal with that? I know there was a lot of anger. Was there like a pizza party at the end to hopefully change the spirits?
As a GM, you also, part of your responsibility as a GM is kind of therapist in a lot of ways. And you have, when things happen, you have to be available, emotionally available for those players to help them through it, and other players in the game as well. When a character dies, or if it's a TPK, you have to prepare for like, all right guys, I'm going to take us off for drinks, and we're going to have a little, wait for the party. So yeah, you just accept it, and if the party feels really attached to their characters, you don't want to just ruin, their life. You can try and think of a story elements to bring them back. Like all of a sudden they wake up resurrected as undead under the control of this, distant mage, and now the campaign has been trying to, shed the shackles of undead, or perhaps the dying brings them over into another plane where their souls were to traverse, but there's something wrong with their souls going on to another plane. So now their story is being in the spirit realm fighting. So if you continue the story, you players are really connected, and you feel like it robbed them of a proper end. But if you think they're mature enough to handle it, then you just grind some drinks.
All right. At the theater. Thank you so much for coming. Hi, we love you guys.